Well, my next guest, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a little football. My next guest is a good friend of the program, and what's funny is we just created a new. It's going to be a new segment. So every time he comes on, because he and I love to talk football. Um, so every Friday when he comes on, we're going to have this new segment, and it's going to be called the two back set.
Shit goes downhill. You would think guys would fucking pick up their game. And
they're not going to have a $39 million cap hit for a guy who's not there. And with that, we're bringing our boy Phil Toshin. Phil, what's up, buddy? How are you?
What's up, man? How you doing? Can you guys hear me over here?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Good. I gotta see that. It's choppy when I'm in the car here, so it was kind of chopping. So I got the idea of what was going on, but I don't know. I can't wait to see that because Ivan had told me he's producing something, so I'm excited. I see the Tecmo Bowl theme going on.
Yeah, he's bringing. I don't know if that's a shot at how old we are or what the deal is, but because that's what we used to play with Tecmo Bowl.
Oh yeah.
But
exactly.
So yeah, that was he had told me about it, and he was like, Shawn, he goes, you got to give me some of your tape, some of your high school tape or college tape or Italy tape. I'm like, okay, and I thought they were in the crawl space at my mom's house. I'm like, damn, I don't feel like going down there, and then you kept saying two back set on your show. Remember I was telling you that you kept saying two back set, especially, and I was like, damn, I was like, dude, Phil keeps saying two back set on the show, and I wanted to get this intro done for the segment. He goes, give me the tapes. Like, all right. And then I found the tapes. I met up with Ivan last week and got them. And he's like, all right, it'll be ready. I got them last Thursday. I think we met up. And he goes, it won't be ready tomorrow, but it'll be ready next Friday. It's like, all right, cool. So we finally were able to get that together. But yeah, it was pretty dope. Pretty dope.
I'm proud to be a part of this show. And with you, like you said, real recognizes real. And the reality of that is important, especially when it comes to the game of football, the great game of football.
Yeah, it really does, man. It really, really does. Let's talk about this great game of football. So our Bears, they give us heart attack, just like that every year. And there's still a lot.
What's up, Jason?
Hey, what's up, Phil?
So there's still a lot of.
I'm good.
I'm sorry.
So there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. Especially around the quarterback position. Give me your thoughts. And we both know, and we've both stated on each of our shows, respective shows, that the door is not closed on the Russell Wilson deal. Mm-hmm. How open do you think it is? Because you know what, are you going to continue going in the offseason and have OTAs and all this other stuff with Andy Dalton, and then trade for Russell Wilson, and now you got to you know what I mean? And then what's going to happen to Andy Dalton? Because you can't keep both of them because of the cap hit. It's going to be too huge. Give me your thoughts on how real that door or how wide that door is still open.
Again, when Adam Schefter's bringing it up as a possibility, it's like, you trust a lifeguard at the beach. The head lifeguard's going to know there's sharks in the water. Adam Schefter's the head lifeguard here. He's telling everybody that door's open. Now, Carlos Dunlop says he re-signed with Seattle after talking to Russell Wilson, saying he ain't going anywhere. So, but you know how that is. I mean, is Russell going to tell somebody that he's going to be traded? There's clearly a disconnect between Wilson and Pete Carroll. If that happens this season, I would say a percentage is only going to happen on draft day. That's when things go down, when the clock is ticking. The NFL is like that, just like at the end of the trade deadlines, deals get done. So I'm just letting you know that the possibility of it happening is probably about 25% on draft day, 15%. The reality of that, though, then transfers to next year where Andy Dalton becomes a free agent, how he performs, and Russell Wilson is going to get out of town no matter what. Russell's going to be there 1 year, and I'm telling you, if that is something that they're going to rekindle, obviously the storm of what Matt Nagy's bringing and Ryan Pace next season is going to decide their fate. But the Russell Wilson interest in Chicago is clear and present, and hopefully the Bears aren't in danger. The Packers are, if he was to come here, because they don't want him in the division. That's for sure.
You don't want to face the quarterback like their own. So
exactly. Obviously, that position is very important. If you get somebody like Russell Wilson, it changes the whole dynamic of your team. So I can move if my signal is a little delayed. Is that what's going on?
No.
Or you guys got me right? Okay. I was making sure because I was parked under a tree over here in my lunch break. I come on the show during my lunch break, Jason, at work. I want to make sure I'm there for these guys. Like Kenneth said, well, I don't agree with Kenneth 100. I love Shawn just as much as I love Ivan.
Yeah, I understand, Phil. I did the same thing. Let me ask you, another position I'm concerned about is after, letting Kyle Fuller go. Could the Bears surprise all of us and take a quarterback in the first round? And, I know Certain is one of the top cornerbacks out there. Also, we got a local guy here at Northwestern, Newsom, I think is a pretty good cornerback too. Is there any chance that the Bears are just going to stun all of us and take a cornerback in the first round?
Has Ryan Pace stunned us before? That's all this guy does to me is gives me agita. I'll tell you that, because he trades up for Leonard Floyd with Laramie Tunsil there. He trades up to get Mitch Trubisky when Deshaun Watson's there. The guy has given me a coronary. So, yes, to answer your question, I could totally see a cornerback, especially at the top of the draft. There's a lot of good corners in there. Asante Samuel Jr. is another guy. Definitely not out of the equation. I'm looking, depending on how they're going with the quarterbacks. Obviously, 1, 2, 3. I've said it on my show. Pen Mac Jones in at 3. That's why San Francisco went up there. He was my favorite quarterback in this draft, Mac Jones. And then Trey Lance. If somebody falls, if Fields or Lance or Mac Jones falls, you never know. I'm just concerned with the guy pulling the trigger and Ryan Pace and how he's looking at this roster. One, with which, like you said, let Kyle Fuller go, which is a top 3 corner in this league. One that has never drafted an offensive tackle since he's been here in the top half of the draft, and that means rounds 4 through 1. So he hasn't put in the investment in where you win football games. So quarterback and offensive tackle are huge needs on this team. And when you let somebody as talented as Kyle Fuller, you created another need based on you not being prepared with your finances in regards to the cap. You should have went to that guy, and I'm going to get fired up now every time I think about this, and said to Kyle Fuller, you are our guy. You have grown in this culture. We know the cap and the owners are going to collude. And they're going to manipulate this, and we're not going to have enough room. Your contract is high. We want to keep you around. We want to reward you by pushing your money into the future. Oh, by the way, 113 billion. That's $1 billion television deal. Forget all the ticket sales that you are claiming you're poor. You aren't. You're going to have plenty of room in the cap next season, so you prepare that way with someone like Kyle. They didn't. They did keep Akeem Hicks, which was key, which you heard they might cut him or trade him. They kept him, but they let Fuller go. So now, Jason, long answer, those three positions become where this guy, Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, have to identify because it's never, oh, he was the best player on our board. It's always best player on our board at a position of need. That's how they're going to draft. That's how they're going to do it. So corner has now become a need because you got, a young kid, a rookie. Well, he'll be first year player, Jalen Johnson. And then you got a bunch of other guys, a guy that's not been healthy, that's come over from the Lions. Then you got a kid from the Canadian Football League that I really like, that's got a lot of potential, but he hasn't been healthy. He was out last year. So you just got to, and then Artie Burns, he was hurt and tore his Achilles. So you got a lot of questions at corner as you go into the season. So yeah, it becomes somebody. I'm not going to be surprised if they do that. I'll be upset because I feel like you can get some good corners later in the draft, and offensive tackle or quarterback are the key positions that I feel like this team needs to hit.
Hey, Phil, Berlismo really wants you to tell us about Tay Gowan. Excuse me.
Yo, we had Tay Gowan on our show last week. Kid's story only is amazing, but the football player himself is a very talented football player. His story and journey going through, University Miami of Ohio, then leaving there to go to UCF, and actually bet on himself, went to a junior college, became the number 9 overall corner in junior college. Then he went to UCF. His story of choosing between a child who was born premature or playing because of the COVID virus and the concerns that it would cause with him not being able to see. He chose to be a father, and really his story on the show was amazing, but the tape never lies. As I said, the kid is a talented cornerback, so he's somebody that, like Ivan said, that just remember that name. I think a lot should be said by coaches. We also had Matt Waldman on, and I thought he made a great point that Ryan Pace needs to start worrying about football players first and stop worrying about testing numbers and potential of players. Start drafting football players, and Tay Gowan is definitely that, a football player. So defensive back is definitely a need. I would put it at the third most important need as the Bears go. A lot of people are talking receiver as a need too. But this is a deep receiver draft. Deep.
So speaking of the receiving position, receiving core, there's been tons of talk, and it says just imminent. It's literally imminent that there's going to be a trade involving Anthony Miller. The Bears they've been dancing. They're looking for a partner to dance with, and they're trying to get him off the books. Where do you see him going? And is this addition by subtraction for the Bears?
Yeah, it's definitely addition by subtraction. This kid has shown me on tape he's a me first guy. And when you have that combined with a coach that doesn't know how to hold players accountable, then it causes trouble within the organization and the locker room. And guess what happened, Shawn? This isn't like going hindsight 22. I was saying this forever, showing Anthony Miller's effort on tape when the ball's away from him or thrown to somebody else and he's throwing his hands up and being an immature football player and never being held accountable, and Riley Ridley never being inserted as a punishment and saying, you know what, we got somebody else. Get the hell off the field and stop embarrassing our organization. Instead, after a 45-minute meeting, he goes out there and does exactly what the coach had said to be aware of with its Saints, and he starts throwing punches and being immature. You don't win like that. Anthony Miller is not a rookie. In fact, he was a 24-year-old rookie or 23-year-old rookie. He was an older rookie coming into the Bears organization when they traded up for the guy. And he's been nothing short of empty promises and flashes. He flashes a lot of talent. As far as where he's going to go, I honestly don't know. I don't know if they're putting it out there, Shawn, to try to get someone to bite because they have no takers, because Brad Biggs reported this a while ago that the Bears were about to trade him. They didn't trade him. Then all of a sudden, again, last week, it's coming out by Ian Rappaport that there's talks of teams trading for him. Who those teams are, I'm not going to even speculate. I mean, where the kid has talent, he's got to go to a coach. First of all, he's got to look in the mirror and wake the hell up and try to understand the process of football isn't won by a me first guy. You work on yourself and your craft, yes, but it's a team sport. Anthony has been very selfish. Again, I tried to get him on the show. I would have said this to him to his face because I want the Bears to succeed. I thought Anthony Miller again has a lot of talent, but I just think it's what you said, Shawn, addition by subtraction, and it's anybody's guess where he's going to be traded or he might be cut because, like Shane had said, the owner coming out and speaking on him, George McCaskey, was the one he was disappointed in, and he still went out and did it. So I don't think his days are numbered, or it might be on draft day that you see him involved with a pick to move up and get another receiver or something like that. But he won't be back with the Bears, that's for sure.
Thank God.
Guys, we're joined by Phil Atoshin from the Tape Never Lies Network, talking a little Chicago Bears football right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on SportsZone Chicago. So you talked about the receiving core, and we'll stay with them. Who do you like? Because I mean, everyone talked about this. It's a deep draft, and I get it. Who are you liking for them to draft, and what round are you thinking receiver? Because I don't think it's first round. And it can't be really early in the draft because there's so many, because you still need a quarterback. You still need an offensive lineman, maybe third or fourth round. Is that what you're thinking? Or what do you think? Yeah. Do you think he trades up and adds another pick to get a wide receiver? And don't forget, we still have, the guy that I really want to see, and that's Riley Ridley, still in the fold.
You and I both, I mean, I can't understand when I watch tape, every time Ridley gets in there, he's playing to the whistle, he's running his route full speed, or he's making a play, and he's blocking through the whistle. I don't understand. Again, we've shared the story about the kid speaking out in practice against Coach Nagy, questioning him, and apparently he's been in Matt Nagy's doghouse. That's the selfish kind of stuff that I feel like I've always called this coach out on. So I'm with both of you in the Ridley camp. I can see the Bears drafting a first-round receiver in my worst nightmare, and that's That's honestly, that's the Ryan Pace I know. I will be holding my breath when they're on the clock because I just don't know what this guy does and where he's going. But as far as if it was me, Shawn, honestly, I'm with you. You got to build this offensive line. You got to get a quarterback. I'm taking a receiver in a deep, slot receiver, third round. I could see them trading up into the second round if someone's really there that they feel like that can be a field flipper or a game changer. But reality is, it's an unknown. There's a lot of receivers in this draft. There's so many. I just don't know right now. Rondale Moore from Purdue, very, similar to Tariq Cohen in regards to his stop-start ability. But what he has that Cohen doesn't have is a willingness to go over the middle and just completely be careless with his body. He doesn't care who's there with a 41-inch vert. I don't care if he's 5'8" and 180 pounds. This kid plays the game of football. So that's a kid that I really, really, if I could see the Bears taking somebody, it would be that kind of football player. He reminds me a little bit of a Tyreek Hill that you see in Kansas City, somebody that gets the ball in a bubble, and all of a sudden he's become a game-changing Devin Hester type of runner after the catch with the ball in his hand. He's so freaking jackrabbit. He's fast in and out of his breaks that you get that kind of football player on this football team, and you've done yourself a service. And because of his size, I know there'll be some bias. He's got first round talent. He may go later. Obviously, the kid from North Texas we've talked about is a similar product, similar size.
Jalen Darden? That's the guy, Jalen?
Yes,
yeah, I watched his tape. It's good. It's good.
He works with my buddy there, Rashad Whitfield. Listen, this kid's start-stop ability. Here you were able to find a Darnell Mooney in the 5th round. This kid's small school, small stature is somebody I feel like, because I look at this roster, that's the need at receiver. Allen Robinson's a number 1 receiver. Javon Wims, for all he's got good size. I don't know what he's going to bring in regards to how he's going to take to, what transpired. Just like we said, Shawn, everyone deserves second chances. Let's see how he handles this. He should have been cut. Obviously, he wasn't. Whatever transpired in the playoffs, all of that stuff with Anthony Miller stemmed from his initial reaction with Gardner Johnson with the Saints. So this wide receiver core could use some speed, especially at the slot position, especially if you're getting rid of Miller, who is your slot guy. So that's where I feel like their need is there. I think Riley Ridley is a beautiful number 2 if they actually give him the opportunity, and hopefully that happens this season. So,
yeah, without a doubt. Let's talk positives on the offensive side, the running back core with David Montgomery. So let's say you do revamp this offensive line a little bit. What would you like to see more from Montgomery behind a real offensive line? Or what are the possibilities that we can see from this kid once he gets a real offensive line in front of him?
This excites me. The possibilities are endless, because I will say this as a coach, he is your identity. He is an elite running back in every facet of the game. I had him on the show. I said it right to his face, and he's humble as pie. I just run the plays that are called, because I called Nagy right out to him. But the reality is he's doing himself maybe a service here, because who knows, Matt Nagy holds, Riley Ridley in the doghouse for 2 years. The reality is David Montgomery could do it all. He can run. He's got great feet, footwork, ability like a soccer player. I compared him to Pele, the greatest soccer player ever. With that kind of footwork, the ability to read a hole is so instinctive, and his physicality in contact, he will not go down. The way he put it on the show, I have something in me. I'm paraphrasing. I just refuse to go down. And you could see that on tape on a 4-yard run. Me and Shawn are sitting there cracking up because it's not blocked right. The cutoff block, they whiff on that. There's that free guy coming into the backfield. He jukes that guy, breaks through the backside that's supposed to be blocked, and then continues down the football field and gets you 3 yards. And then, the blog boys are saying, he only got 3 yards. Well, did you see how he got those 3 yards? So imagine if it's blocked up right, you're getting a running back who led the league in 50-plus yards. By the way, he's slow, right? No, he led the NFL in 50-plus yards runs, and he's doing it behind a line that wasn't very good at all. Imagine when they are good and they are doing their assignments correctly. This guy is, I can't say enough good things about him. And his hands, he's got the hands of remember Ronnie Harmon, the former running back, he was the Chargers, he's with the Buffalo Bills. Ronnie Harmon out of Iowa would pluck the ball out of the sky like he was a receiver with effortless catches. That's exactly what this kid does. And people want to compare him to Matt Forte. I told Matt Forte I would take David Montgomery every day of the week and twice on Sundays over him because of how David runs the ball, how he catches, how he blocks in pass pro. If he loses an assignment, watch him the next play. He goes full board to correct it and actually puts people on their asses. He's got a lot of pride in that kid. And when that pops off on tape, the sky's the limit for that. So I can't say enough good things. And I feel like they improved themselves with having an actual running back behind him and Damian Williams that isn't Cordero Patterson, who I never question Cordero's effort. I do question Cordero's natural running back instincts as well as Shawn as well. We both said that. So now you have a guy that understands it, understands that offense, comes in here with some of the same kind of terminology, and he's going to give you those backup looks where he's able to be a productive runner. My only fear is in Matt Nagy, and not only in his commitment to the running game, but his understanding that 32 is his identity. I told them right on their show, I'm like, he should know that in August and build your whole offense with Andy Dalton around 32, and you'll see the Chicago Bears surprise a lot of these naysayers. If they do that, that's how you win in this league. You got to hone your offense to the talent you have, and hopefully they do that.
You're on mute, Shawn.
Hey, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Do me a favor, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Listen, I want to thank you and Jason for having me on, and Ivan, always, you guys are the best. You guys can follow me right there at Phil_Toshin on Instagram. Or you can go over to our YouTube channel, The Tape Never Lies. Just punch that into YouTube. It'll bring you right there. Become a patron. I do a lot of X's and O's with my father. We do a show. Tomorrow we'll be breaking down 4 of the offensive tackles in this draft that I think are going to be there at 20 that the Bears should be involved with. And then on Sunday, we have a draft mob show with Berlissimo, my partner Shane Marsaw, and we break it down a lot of these second-round quarterbacks. Like Mond, I know, is getting a lot of hype around him. We'll tell you why you stay away from him. And check out this kid, Davis Mills from Stanford. We're going to be breaking down the tape and talking about those. Just type in www.thetapeneverlies.com. Become a patron for those kind of shows. I can't say enough about this show and my guys over there. Hopefully, let me know you found me here so I could shout them out even more. And I appreciate all of it. Just go over there to our YouTube page, subscribe. Also subscribe to Shawn's YouTube page right here. Shawn and Maya, my guys.
I appreciate it, man. We'll be in touch soon, all right?
Take care, Phil.
You guys. Love you guys. Nice
You're the best,
seeing you,
Phil.
Jay.
All right, you too, buddy.
I love the open, Ivan. Send it over to Shane. We'll put it up on our YouTube page, too. Get more viewers over here. You guys are the best.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right. Guys, that was the draft doctor himself, Phil Toshin.